two guys, the biggest puncher, I feel, at the 135 would probably be Gervonta Tank Davis.
Attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills.
Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentors.
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather was reportedly stunned after seeing Gervonta Tank Davis's noticeably bulked-up physique ahead of his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. Known for his compact power and speed, Davis now appears significantly bigger and stronger, sparking buzz among fans and insiders. Mayweather, who mentored Davis for years, expressed surprise at the transformation and suggested that while the extra muscle could give him a major edge, it might also come with risks to his trademark speed and endurance.
See who it is? Yeah. Who is the dude? Who is the dude?
And that right there is why GervontaDavis fights don't go the distance.
Gervonta Tank Davis is set to face Jake Paul in an exhibition fight on November 14th in Miami. And what's surprising many fans is the massive weight gap between the two. Davis, who usually competes in much lighter divisions, will be stepping up against Paul, who's expected to weigh around 190 to 195 pounds and brings a clear edge in both height and reach.
Is he always training for something like this? Obviously smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, just a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up. Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat yo and I'm gonna beat Jadon Love it. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. You know, he laughing.
What are you talking about? What does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm gonna show you and him back.
Despite all the flashy promotion surrounding the fight, insiders say Gervonta Davis is treating his matchup with Jake Paul very seriously. Those close to his training camp describe him as focused and intense, while analysts point out his calm and confident demeanor at press events. For Davis, this fight isn't just about the payday. It's about pride and opportunity. A win could boost his mainstream profile and help him connect with audiences beyond traditional boxing fans. While critics call the event a circus, Davis appears determined to prove he can balance commercial appeal with real competition, showing he's in control of his story, not just part of the spectacle.
You can tell, you can just look at him and tell. Like, no, this dude he's gonna get this money for sure because there's so much money out there to be had. But Jake Paul better be not playing around, man. Not get cute, not play any games. Don't hit him in the back of the head. Don't rabbit punch him. Don't do any of that stuff, man, because Mike Tyson, first of all, Mike Tyson, a lot of people think Mike Tyson was pulling punches on Jake Paul, and a lot of people think that Anderson Silva was pulling punches on him too. You're not gonna have a little Gervonta out there pulling punches on you, man, if you're out there playing games. So, you know, I don't like the fight at all. However, as far as it being an entertaining situation, I almost guarantee you that fight itself is going to be entertaining. That it's going to be something that you look at and you're going to say, man, everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to want to know what happens in it. But at the same time, it's kind of like what people think, you know, when you see a car crash. Like, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the traffic gets heavy and you're like, man, I'm going to be in traffic for a long time. And then you drive forward a little bit and then you see, oh man, this is some accident on the other side of the road and everybody just slowing down to watch. That's the type of entertainment that you can expect from this fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. There's going to be a lot of people watching it, but I gotta say, man, you really can't blame the guy on what he's doing. And there's a lot of criticism flying on Gervonta Davis. It's not Gervonta Davis's fault that boxing took this turn. This turn of these exhibition fights and people not caring about the belts and all of that stuff came with Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather has often stressed that Gervonta Davis is much more than just a knockout puncher. He's praised Davis as one of the hardest hitters in his division, but also highlighted his well-rounded boxing skills. Mayweather has pointed out that true greatness comes from more than power. It requires defense, timing, footwork, and ring intelligence. He's even called Tank one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport today, crediting his mix of precision and power as what truly sets him apart.
Nui deserve to be in a pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in a pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? I mean, he deserved to be somewhere also in a pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with
Floyd Mayweather played a key role in Gervonta Davis's early career, mentoring him during his time with Mayweather Promotions. Beyond promoting his fights, Mayweather offered Davis valuable guidance on ring strategy, staying composed under pressure, and handling the business side of boxing. However, as time went on, tensions grew between them, and the two ultimately went their separate ways in 2022.
You black, giving back. So I was working with, I got a fighter, one of the best fighters out there today, Gervonta Tank Davis. Right. I got it when he was young. I put him in a position. Now he's three-time world champion.
The tension between Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather runs deep and goes beyond business. Once close, Davis has accused Mayweather of being controlling, saying he was often placed in lose-lose situations that limited his earnings and growth. He claimed Floyd never wanted anyone around him to shine brighter, suggesting that Mayweather struggled to celebrate others' success. In moments of anger, Davis even went as far as calling him a scumbag, showing just how personal their fallout has become.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. Say, Terrence Crawford should fight. Finna be there. It don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody do better than him. I'm telling you.
This will be next in line. Is there like a you're not supposed to have
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
According to Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather's ego often gets in the way of the humility expected from a seasoned champion. Davis pointed out that when a reporter once called Mayweather one of the greatest, Floyd immediately corrected them, insisting he was the greatest of all time. Davis believes that this constant need for validation shows how Mayweather's obsession with protecting his legacy sometimes outweighs his respect for honesty and perspective.
You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right? Okay.
In the least amount of fights, I didn't have to have 70 fights, or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Just a guy with a job. I have a job, though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point.
I can make $200 million in 18 months because I want to. Because I want to come back and steal some more money. I'm in a whole new era. Dominating
That's right.
fighters.
And he's a whole new fighter, Floyd.
A whole new fighter.
Oh yeah.
And when I beat him, what they gonna say? Oh, well, we knew this was gonna happen. Floyd Mayweather was a bigger fighter, or he can outbox him, or this. It's always excuses.
Bernard Hopkins didn't hold back when talking about the influence of Mayweather Promotions on Gervonta Davis's career. He argued that Davis wasn't held back by ability, but by Floyd Mayweather's controlling presence, which he saw as restrictive rather than supportive. Hopkins urged Davis to carve out his own path, warning about the risks of being guided by someone whose ego outweighs their desire to help others grow. In my view, Hopkins made a powerful point. True mentorship should empower a fighter, not keep them in someone else's shadow.
Mentain
on saying, hey, this is my career. You had yours. I respect you from buying me a chain, buying me this, buying me that, take me on a jet. All that's great. But at the end of the day, I'm only going by his interview. You seen it and I seen it. Thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for all the things you gave me. If the intentions was you just looking out for me. But I got an opportunity to fight this big fight. And this soap opera between you and Oscar for all these years, I'm not gonna let it affect me. That's my interpretation. And Tank wants to do the fight, but he had to break away from the chains of somebody he still respects and respected then. And he said, man, I gotta do it.
Roy Jones Jr. says he's not surprised by Gervonta Tank Davis's decision to fight Jake Paul, calling it a strategic move that mirrors Floyd Mayweather's approach. He believes Davis is taking a calculated risk by stepping into a matchup that promises big money and massive exposure. While Jones doesn't fully endorse the fight, he understands the motivation behind it, acknowledging that Davis's choice reflects a mix of business savvy and personal ambition, traits shared by some of boxing's greatest self-promoters.
Can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentor is for, to teach you how to do this thing the smart way and not get you hurt, not have to take no risk, not to take many chances. Everybody had their own mentors, their own pound for pounds, their own people they want to be like. If he want to be like that guy that y'all say is great and was one of the best ever, why can't he do it? If he make 50 to 100 million fight Jake Paul, they'll be cool with it because they cool with you making money. That's what the fan bases are on now. They happy with you just making money being good. Back in our day, they won't be cool with that. You had to prove you was the best. They thought you fought because you wanted to be the best of the division or the best of your era. I wanted to be the best in my division. As a matter of fact, I want to be the best around my division. Not just in my division, even around my division, I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not the way to do it nowadays. Nowadays, go for the bag. So everybody is going for the...
Trainer Greg Hackett didn't hold back when addressing the backlash surrounding Gervonta Davis's decision to face Jake Paul. He argued that fans today are quick to judge fighters without understanding the realities behind their choices. According to Hackett, if Davis decides to take this fight, that's his right, and it deserves respect. He reminded critics that no one outside the ring truly knows what a fighter is dealing with or what drives their career moves. Hackett believes fans should focus less on dictating matchups and more on appreciating the discipline, sacrifice, and consistency it takes to stay at the elite level. His comments echo a growing frustration among trainers and fighters who feel social media has turned boxing criticism into nonstop noise rather than meaningful discussion.
And number 3, the retirement.
I mean, the backlash is just what people do nowadays. That's just, you give somebody a keyboard, you give them a phone, and they able to hide their face. Yeah, they gonna have a field day. The backlash I get, I understand. What'd you say, number 2, not fight Shakur?
Yeah, he's saying he'll never fight Shakur, that he ain't gonna do him no favors, that he ain't gonna help him make no money because Shakur broke or something like that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't get all that. That's, you know what I mean? That's against the game. Like, you know what I mean? You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean? You owe the rematch to Lamont for the game. But you owe Shakur for the game just because of the 2 style matchups. You know what I mean? But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about it. But it is kind of crazy. It is kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? If he not gonna fight Shakur, and if he's standing on it like, I'm not ever gonna fight you, I'm not doing you no favors. And all right. But then again, you know what? I don't know what them guys got going on. I don't know what they've been through personally. You know what I'm saying? But would I love to see that fight? Hell yeah, I would love to see that fight. And then number 3, you said what? You said
retirement.
The retirement. Oh, boxing. Boxing. They're around. They're around. There's always gloves around. It's on you. It's on you. I'm chilling. You all right? Yeah, get with me. I know. How you feel? Darkskin boy. That's my man. The retirement is like he done a lot in his career, right? Not everything, but he done a lot. What people don't understand is this business is a lot. This whole experience is a lot. the shit these fighters go through is hard to explain. It's hard to explain because people, they can't see it, so they can't understand it. But it's stressful to the fighters because they coming from just getting ready to fight in the amateurs, being prepared, going out there, win, get it done, celebrate. All right, we back to the next camp. To now, marketing. You're talking about marketing. You're talking about lawyers. You're talking about all this shit that you just never imagined. You like, why do I have to deal with it?
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi has once again voiced his strong views on the direction modern boxing is taking, and his criticism of GervontaDavis's upcoming exhibition against Jake Paul is no exception. Malignaggi argues that these types of matchups erode the sport's authenticity, saying that knockouts lose their meaning when they happen between clearly mismatched opponents. He believes such events mislead casual fans into thinking they're watching legitimate, competitive fights, ultimately diluting what professional boxing truly stands for. Speaking with Chris Algieri, Malignaggi noted that while these spectacles might entertain broader audiences, they blur the line between sport and show business, fueling the ongoing tension between boxing's rich tradition and its growing obsession with entertainment value.
Paulie, knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture knockouts.
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
champions.
If he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way that Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was to a degree manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there.
Teddy Atlas will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of
Witherspoon. That we're afraid of.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who I contracted.
You could say the same thing about
who had contract issues with King at the time. Oh, except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when you gonna fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult offered a more optimistic perspective on the upcoming exhibition between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul. Though initially doubtful due to Davis's significant size disadvantage, his view changed after watching the press conference. He noted that Davis appeared composed, sharp, and fully aware of the spotlight's magnitude, carrying himself like a seasoned professional. Showbiz pointed out that while many expect Paul's size and power to dominate, Davis's technical brilliance, timing, and fight IQ could turn the tide. He suggested that this matchup might surprise fans who underestimate how skill and precision can neutralize brute strength.
Listen, I was feeling that Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. No cap. I know Tank wasn't saying much, fumbling over his words, seems bashful, but I'm looking, right? And I'm just like, bro, he doesn't feel that Jake Paul is an issue. Even though he said it, he doesn't feel like he has to whoop his ass. He doesn't feel threatened. That's the word. He doesn't feel threatened, but he does feel out of his element. I'm gonna be honest, man. It sounds like, I know everybody's looking at this press conference and it's like, number one, I know what y'all saying. It's a clown show. It's not real. Tank was paid off. It's fake. Cause Tank, when he was talking about Jake and JV, even I was like, what is he talking about?
He laughing.
What are you talking about? What does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything.
Eddie Hearn has been outspoken about Gervonta Tank Davis's choice to fight Jake Paul rather than pursue a rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. or a unification bout with Shakur Stevenson. According to Hearn, Davis opted for the more lucrative and less dangerous path, estimating a $30 to $40 million payday for the Paul exhibition compared to a much smaller purse for the Roach rematch, which he called a true 50-50 contest. Hearn argued that if Davis genuinely wanted to prove his greatness, he would have taken on Stevenson, a fight that would have tested both his skill and his heart. He even predicted that Stevenson would come out on top in such a bout, praising Shakur's precision, patience, and exceptional boxing IQ as the key differences.
Thanks, promoter. What would the next step be for Tank?
I heard they were going to fight Jake Paul. When I see Jake Paul at the event and I see Jake Paul posting from the private jet with a picture of Gervonta Davis.
Slapped it.
Yeah, but they had that for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You had to buy it. You had to get it made.
Yeah, but I can't believe that fight was going to happen. But anyway, crazy stuff's happening. Yeah, you got to rematch Lamont Roach. You got to. It'll probably get ordered. That's the reality by the New York State Athletic Commission. But listen, they may have got lucky because the only fight for Tank outside of after Lamont Roach was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right? Now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank. You cannot say that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley voiced strong confidence in Gervonta Tank Davis, calling his upcoming fight against Jake Paul an easy money opportunity. Bradley emphasized Davis's vast experience, elite skill set, and ring IQ, contrasting them with Paul's relatively limited professional background. He predicted that Davis's superior speed, defense, and timing would quickly expose Paul's flaws once the fight begins. However, Bradley cautioned that the only real danger for Davis would be taking Paul too lightly. His remarks highlight a larger theme in modern boxing: the merging of traditional athletic excellence with the spectacle of celebrity-driven matchups, as seen in the Davis-Paul showdown.
And say that it ain't fixed, because check this out: Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, this gonna be taking candy from a baby. You know, Jake is missing the rules. See, this what happened when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens. You know, you start reading your own press clippings. That's what Jake is doing. You know, fighting this lower level competition, and now he think he the ish. Now he think he the man. He ain't the man. You kidding me? He is not the man. Oh no, yeah, false sense of security. Now he trying to pick on small folks, right? You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, I'm just saying size-wise. Yeah, that's another thing, boxing one-on-one.
What's your take on this matchup? Is Gervonta Tank Davis making a smart business move by stepping into the ring with Jake Paul, using it to expand his fame and secure a massive payday? Or is this a step backward for boxing's competitive integrity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.